County. The views, opinions, and conclusions on this radio broadcast are solely the views of this particular program and its hosts. The views and opinions expressed on this broadcast does not reflect or represent the views of WTMP, its officers, staff, or advisors. Listen to the Call for Help show with attorney Paul Rebein every Saturday morning at right here on WTMP. And if you need a personal injury attorney, call the Rebein Brothers PA at 813-305-7285. 813-305-7285.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, good morning. I'm attorney Paul Rebein. This is the Call for Help show. Joining me in the studio, as usual, are co-host Robin Lockett and Pastor Brenda Fruster. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you guys on this beautiful Labor Day weekend?
Well, I am getting ready to celebrate 40 years of marriage to one man on September 7th.
Wow, congratulations.
So we're having a little small, thank you. We're having a little small ceremony after service tomorrow. So that's been working me, but it's all good.
How many?
40 years?
40 years. 1982 was when we got married.
Oh, God.
Very short date. We met Memorial Day weekend, and we were married Labor Day weekend.
Wow.
40 years later, we're still here. So I salute.
Okay.
I salute all of you on your marriage to come or your marriage that you're in.
I haven't gotten married 40 years.
40 years, Robin.
You better get going, Robin.
I know. I'll be 60 in 2 years. I was like, oh, God.
Well, you can still be married to somebody for 40 years. You just have to make it to 100.
You'll just be 100 years old.
Yeah.
Speaking of anniversaries, today is the 1 year anniversary of our show. This is our 52nd episode.
Wow, awesome.
It's gone by fast.
Yes, it really has.
We have some guests here today. Could you introduce yourselves and we'll talk a little bit about why you're here.
Absolutely. Hello, I am Bianca Crudup, and I am the Spelman alumna, graduated in class 2010. I can't talk this morning.
Welcome, Bianca.
Thank you.
And hi, I'm Sonia Harmon, and I am Spelman alumna, class of 1997. 25-year Silver Sister.
Wow, awesome.
Silver Sister. So you might have guessed it. We're going to talk. We're going to talk about Spelman College, what's going on there, the experience there, and an event they got coming up. So tell us a little bit about Spelman College. I think most people probably heard about it on the Cosby Show. That's the first time I ever heard about it, but tell us a little bit about the college and your experience there.
Well, the illustrious Spelman College was founded in 1881. We are an all-women's college in Atlanta, Georgia, and we have been the #1 HBCU for over a decade now. Thinking about my time at Spelman, I mean, it was the best time ever. I couldn't have wished for a better college experience. Of course, I may have been kicking and screaming. I didn't want to leave home, being from Mississippi. But once I got there, it was just such a magical place. And it truly is a sisterhood. And I don't think I could have chosen a better school to attend.
Amen. Wow, that's good.
How about you? What was your experience?
Very much so the same thing. And I'm from Georgia, South Georgia. And I could have gone to any public, any university in Georgia for free with a Hope Scholarship. But once I went to Prospective Student Week at Spelman, I was 100% sold and solid that that's where I needed to be.
Oh, well, that's interesting. I was surprised that the number of students in the college is only about 2,000. That's smaller than I would have imagined. I do imagine you probably get to know almost every single student there, don't you?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's actually really great because you pretty much know everyone and your teachers know you. I had professors who would call you personally if you did not show up for class. They were truly invested and they knew everyone in their class versus a larger college or university where you are just a number.
So, how many people from the Tampa Bay area typically enroll there each year?
That is a good question. I would say on average, we're maybe looking at 2 to 3 that are actually enrolled. In terms of applying, that I'm unsure of.
Okay. What's the event you have coming up?
So we are very excited about our inaugural Spelman Legacy in Blue Gala on October 1st. It's going to be held at the Westin Tampa Bay in the Blue View Room. And I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but the views are phenomenal. You have water views on every side. And so we're really excited. We're going to have a VIP reception where we're going to have Shannon Curry, who is a Spelman alumna. She's an artist. She actually donated a piece for our silent auction. Which we can talk about later. We are going to have Vivian Alvarez Fleming, who's a Tampa native and TV and film actress. And then we're going to have a saxophonist by the name of Dale Barnes as well for our VIP reception.
And we also will have some community awards. One of the awards is the Blanche Armwood Legacy Award, which we will be presenting to Representative Fentrese Driscoll and Yala Ford, the artist.
We're also going to have the True Blue Leadership Award, where we will be awarding Lauren Dungy of the Dungy Family Foundation, as well as Sherry Martin, the J5 experience and the mentoring program that she has in Sarasota.
Now, you mentioned Blanche Armwood. Is that the person that Armwood School is named after?
Yes, that is the namesake of the Armwood High School. And Blanche Armwood was from the Tampa area, but her legacy is not well known. She has, there's a statue at Riverwalk. And so one of the things that we would like to do with this being the 100th anniversary of when she was appointed to the head of Negro schools in 1922. So that is another thing that we are celebrating and a reason why we're having this fundraiser in honor of the legacy of Blanche Armwood.
That's
Is this
awesome.
your first? Is this the first? Is this the first annual fundraiser, or is it a fundraiser that's been going on for years?
This is the first one that we've done in honor of Blanche Armwood.
Oh, okay.
I think that's great. That's so awesome.
Well, I think I got some tickets, Robin and Pastor. If you guys want to join me at the table, you are officially invited.
Table up.
What?
I said I'll help fill your table up. Y'all go. When is it? When is it?
What's the attire? Is it formal or casual?
Formal or cocktail attire.
Okay, I can do that.
And when is it?
October 1st.
Okay. So who's your so Spelman is? I heard that the it's 2,000 people. Is that the max or is that the average of enrollees? Is that the max that Spelman can hold, or is that the average of enrollees?
I would say that's more like an average. What I know, what stood out for me is the teacher-student ratio at the time that I was there, which was 1993 to 1997, was like 1 to 14. So the classes were small, and you got nice attention to to learn whatever it was that you may have been studying.
And during my time, it was probably about 1 to 20.
So it varies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But I think that's good though. Spelman is let me first say this, that it's a great school. And I tried to get my daughter in there, and then eventually my granddaughter went there, and many other friends and family members. I love Spelman. Spelman is a great school, and one of the things, two of the things that I love about it is that it is small, but it's unique. I mean, you don't have to be a large school like USF and USC and all of these other schools to stick out. And so Spelman, it sticks out. And then all of the young ladies that go there, amen. The alumni, you listen, you can't touch them. I mean, listen, you cannot touch them. I mean, we roll up in the parking lot there, and you see all shapes. You see ones with confidence. You see some with no confidence, low self-esteem. But when they graduate, I mean, even before they graduate, their self-esteem has come up. Their confidence has been built because they have met other young ladies like themselves or someone who has excelled that can help them. And so Spelman has a lot of great qualities about itself, and I love Spelman.
Thank you.
Tell me about so Paul mentioned early on in reference to the Cosby Show, but right. But what was your best experience, your most memorable experience dealing with a teacher? Did all the teachers look like you? Were they able to, understand your situation or what you were going through? But just tell me, I want to know what the most memorable experience that you've had with Spelman.
Pues, Miss Robin, ya usted sabe que ya yo estaba aprendiendo el español allí. Por eso. No, all of my teachers did not look like me.
Okay.
I love it.
I majored in Spanish, and I went to the Spanish program, and my professors were from, Chile, Honduras, wherever. And my classes were in Spanish and everything like that. Yes, I did have several teachers that did look like me, but it didn't matter. Like, everyone understood the plight of what was going on and what the goal was for us.
So do you think with it being an all young women's school or girls' school that made a different impact, or left you less distracted, leaving home and
Don't be fooled, because Morehouse is on one side, Clark Atlanta
Come on
University.
now, beyond that's it.
Right up the street. So, and I had plenty of classes with different people, with guys from Morehouse and stuff like that. So,
so the classes you
Right.
okay, I didn't know that.
We cross register.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. That's good. Okay.
Yeah, Morehouse is a rock throw. So hey, don't get it twisted just because Spelman was female. Rock throw right there.
look, obviously, Miss Lockett, I ended up in Tampa because of someone that I know from Tampa that was at Morehouse. So,
okay. That's the connection. Okay.
That was the connection.
So
And when
awesome.
you get there, you get a Morehouse brother as well. And so that's one of in the first 2 weeks, you're matched with the Morehouse brother. Mm-hmm. And so they're supposed to be like your protector throughout your years.
Oh.
I love this because I'm sorry.
Give us a call, and listeners, 888-247-8712 if you want to join the conversation. It does sound like a unique experience. Is there like a scholarship for people from Tampa or the Tampa Bay area that we could support?
Absolutely. And so we have a book scholarship that is $500, and it's based on need. And so we try to give as many of those as we can based on funds that we raise throughout the year. And there's also an Anna Ivory Legacy Humanitarian Scholarship that's $1,000 that we give once a year. And they're available to incoming freshmen as well as current students.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's pretty neat. I think because when I think of a school, I have forgotten about Spelman and Morehouse. You know that the intimate and that great experience that you can get from there. You know, I think kids, they look for the big and the brass when they can get quality and compact. in one location. So just hearing about it, it brings like, wow, I forgot all about Spelman. So I'm
Makes
glad
you
that
want to go
guys
back
are,
to school,
on.
Robin.
I'm sorry. I'm
Robin,
sorry.
Well,
It makes you want to go back to school, but especially you, Robin, because Morehouse is right there. So
I was not looking. Yeah.
you don't have to look. You don't have to look. They look for you. They remember she said they
Y'all
are
met
the
my soulmate,
protectors.
huh?
Yeah, they're the protectors. So they got you. They got you covered.
And speaking of scholarships, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to talk about some ways that you guys could support our scholarships. So you could obviously donate. You can go to www.spelmangala.com to donate, or you can buy tickets. We also have a silent auction and several drawings for some very great items, like a diamond bracelet being one that, I won't give away all of it, but you can definitely help contribute to scholarships by any of those means.
That's awesome. Got some comments on the Facebook page. The Patricia Bradford said, Spelman really is a transformational experience. Talk about going to let me make sure I get this acronym right. HBCU versus a non-HCBU college. Why do you think that was important?
I think it's definitely important for those foundational years. And so I had the pleasure of attending an HBCU, and for graduate school, I went to a PWI, so a predominantly white institution. And one of the first things that my advisor told me when I went to graduate school was that he said, your experience here will be nothing like Spelman. And I thought, wow, okay. And he's very much a Spelman advocate, and he's Caucasian, and he let me know you are not going to receive the same support here that you do there. Of course, they support you, but like I said, your teachers know who you are. They have your cell phone numbers, and just having that intimacy is different at an HBCU. They're also going to make sure that they lift you up. And so you mentioned about the confidence. You may come in with your head down low, but you're going to walk out with your head held high, because they're going to tell you that you have a reason to hold your head up. And so there's a level of confidence that is bred into us over those 4 years that I don't think you can get anywhere else.
Does Spelman have like an athletic girls basketball or
We used to.
Oh, there's not one anymore.
Yes, we used to. Because of several different things, they decided to do away with the competitive sports and focus more on overall health. And so there is a focus on making sure that there's health and wellness mentally and physically. But unfortunately, I think a couple of years ago, they got rid of the competitive sports.
Okay.
And see, when I was there, and that was one of the things that I was interested in, but because of the demand to do well in your classes and things like that, it was like, okay, well, if I'm not going to the WNBA or anything like that, then I need to focus on my work and my classes. And another thing that stood out about Spelman, like Bianca was saying, as far as them lifting you up, imagine walking campus, seeing Coretta Scott King, or having Debbie Allen to come in and teach your PE, your master tap class, things like that. Just the different people that we were exposed to that came to lift us up or share and spend time with us was something that, may not happen in other locations.
Oh, nice.
Is it hard to get in?
Yes.
Do you have any advice or tips for listeners, prospective students or their parents about, what they could be doing when they're in high school or, to improve their chances?
Being academically strong, sound, they do look for well-roundedness. And then in regards to community service hours, like, serving your community from 9th grade through 12th grade, the more community service hours that you have that you can get in different capacities, that also, I think, heightens your chance to become a Spelman grad.
Oh,
It
nice,
absolutely
nice,
does.
nice.
Put an emphasis on community service. When I was there, definitely your freshman and your sophomore year, it was required that you completed community service hours. So Spelman is very big on community service.
Nice.
That's awesome. Robin, I think you should definitely, apply. I'll support your application.
Oh, you would? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you a book scholarship,
In my younger years.
Yes. Well, it's never too late, My mom enrolled in a college when she got out of high school, and she was in the first class of the college. And then she went for like 2 years and got married to my dad and didn't continue on. And then as she was older, she started to try to go back and get her degree. And then the college was closing, and so she ended up going back full time. And so she was in the first class, and then she graduated with the last class 50 years later.
It's never too late.
It's never too late to go back to college or go to any kind of education. People will say, well, that's going to take me, 4 years or whatever, and I'm already, 50 or whatever. But I always say you're going to be the same age in 4, regardless of whether you do it or not. So, people, I don't know that when I think of that, I think of people like going back to school, maybe online or something, as opposed to actually enrolling and going on campus. But certainly, never too old to educate yourself.
So let me ask you a question. So my mind works kind of funny. So with this fundraiser, you're honoring Blanche Armwood this year. So, and then you'll honor her next year? Is it for her, or you're going to honor someone else different next year?
Okay, well, for this year, like I said, in 1922, she was appointed the supervisor of the Negro schools. And so this being the 100-year anniversary, that's why we're focused on Blanche Armwood for this fundraiser this year, because we use the fundraisers to support the students. But in other years, we've had different types of fundraisers. I guess time will tell how much we will continue to honor the legacy or be able to do things in honor of Blanche Armwood. But because it is the 100th anniversary of when she was appointed to be the head of Negro schools, that's what we're celebrating, that legacy. Wow.
Well, give us a call if you'd like to join the conversation, 888-247-8712. Or if you want to attend this event, I think we might have an extra ticket for I think we're going to have a VIP table. So if you want to join us, just give us a call or just call me if you have a desire to attend this event. Give us some other facts about the college. I'm going to maybe test you. So you said that Spelman was ranked number one, the number one HBCU. Is that right? How are those rankings calculated? Do we know who's number two?
I believe that this year, either Howard or Morehouse is number two. Usually the top three are Spelman, Morehouse, and Howard, with Spelman generally being number one. Okay. So I believe they look at academics as well as alumni participation, but I'm not sure what else they look at, but definitely academics and alumni participation.
So your school has a great alumni, because that's always an issue, right? With the schools and the alumni participation. So your alumni, they participate, they have a great participation rate?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Even when I was in school there, we were bred to make sure that we continued to give back to Spelman. And I worked with in the office of giving to make sure that we reach out to our alumni. And I think that you just love Spelman so much. Why wouldn't you want to give back?
Right.
Good answer.
Great answer.
Mm-hmm.
So it says that the graduation rate is the highest of all HBCUs.
Okay.
And let me tell you this. One thing I remember, and you probably remember this too. They tell you, look to your right, look to your left. Only one of you are going to be here at the end, type of thing. And that was something, Robin, you know, I had my son as a junior in college. Little Life was born when I was in Atlanta at Spelman. And it was no way, even my little quarter that I had to go to Georgia State University to make sure I kept up with my credits and everything. But graduating with your class is highly important.
Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah, it says I'm just looking at the website right now. It says the graduation rate is 76%, highest among all HBCUs, and well above the national graduation rate of 44% for African American students. So obviously, you know, doing something right there.
Big is not always better.
No,
It really isn't.
we're mighty. We're small but mighty, and so
Yeah.
a lot of that has to do with what Sonia mentioned. You're gonna look to your left and look to your right, but you're gonna make sure that person comes along with you. If you see
Absolutely.
you're struggling, then you help her.
Right.
Yeah.
And my sisters, with their schedules, like we all sat down and fixed our schedule, and they had babysitting hours. They were like, "Oh no, I'll take my class at this time," you know, and honestly did what was necessary, like to help me. And they didn't
Strong
have
sisterhood.
Yes.
There was a strong sisterhood. That reminds me, back my hometown is Columbia, South Carolina. Benedict College is where my sister went. I was too promiscuous and out there in the world, so I didn't go to college till late. But nevertheless, Benedict is small, and as I was coming up, I was just able to step back and see the camaraderie of the sisters. You know, of course, it was mixed. Benedict is mixed, but it's small. It had a lot of community students, but students came from outside. And I mean, my sister, they've all gone to be great engineers and biologists. I mean, just great. So when I began to look at college for my children, my grandchildren, I want to go and give back into the Black colleges. I wherever they choose to go, I'm good with it. Whatever college, but it is just something about our small town colleges that grows and birth out greatness. And so when we think that I can only get greatness out of going to this great big school, you just miss it, because over here is Spelman, over here is Benedict College, and it's birthing out some great men and women of God. So
Well, with that, Pastor, it looks like our time is up. Thank you guys for coming on, telling us about Spelman. Want to give Pastor Brenda's mom a shout out. Happy birthday! I saw
yes,
happy birthday.
You, Paul. Yes, she turned 87 on Thursday, the 1st. So
Oh, wow.
Well, happy birthday, Mom. And we will see you all next week on the Call for Help show. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good to see you guys.